Welcome back. How are you doing? Now, I really wanted to talk to you today about how to get people into the game, how to get you into the game. My vision is to get everybody into it. I don't think there's an option of if you want to do it or not. I think we're already going in that direction. So, like technology, this is technology, and technology doesn't go in reverse. Like we're not on our way back to analog TV, the big box that sits on the floor with the rabbit ears at the top, the antennas to adjust. We're not going back to that. The UHF, VHF buttons. We're not going back to the phone on the landline on the wall with the long cord that wrinkled up when you try to take it into the other room to talk to your girlfriend or boyfriend. We're not going back in that direction. We're only going in this same direction that technology points, and that's digital money. When we get to the money part, it's already gone there. You're already using debit cards for a lot of stuff. There's not a lot of people that count cash anymore. We even got COVID now. You shouldn't be walking around handing each other and then hand people money. You shouldn't be doing that anyway. There's some stores that I go to that don't carry change either because of this whole stuff. So it's hard to think of a world where we're going backwards in technology. I need us to understand lightly, I'm not heavily, but lightly, how bad banks are for your money, for giving you money, for holding your money. The APYs are miserable. Money itself, the fiat money, the money that the government uses, is devalued every year. It's not that the price of milk goes up since we're kids. It's that the amount of milk that the dollar buys is less because the value of the dollar is less. That's why the milk seems to be $1,000 a gallon now, and it used to be like 70 cents. The cows aren't that much more expensive. They're not. It's not golden, pus, whatever comes out of them into the milk. It's not that anymore. It's your money going down. We have to understand these sorts of things, right? Like let me show you this for example. If we look at a savings account, you say, many people want to pick a good bank to get their savings account in. Look, many banks pay startling little, 0.01% APY on deposits. So that, like, if you put $1,000 in the bank and you hold it for a year, you might get $10 as your return. That's what you earn. If you find a really good bank online that has a tremendous program, is 0.4 or 0.5%, not even 1%, 4/10 or 1/2 of 1% is the return. That is abysmal. If you put $1,000 in even Bitcoin, our slowest cryptocurrency, the biggest too, but the slowest gainer, you can still double or triple almost any time over a year. It's amazing. 2,000, 3,000, not 1,010. Like the banks are bad. So you have that part, right? And then this is part of the reason that people have a hard time understanding inflation, because most normal people do not understand how inflation works. They cannot form a mental link between central banks' promise to keep interest rates low and rising inflation. And since that mental link breaks down, they don't change their behavior. It's like you're just being told what's going to happen. The exact opposite happens, and you just don't even want to address it. The more you keep your money in fiat money, cash, dollar bills, or whatever your country currency is, if it's not digital currency, you lose every year. Even if the number's the same on the account. I had $1,000 in the bank. Next year I haven't touched a dime. I still got $1,000 in the bank. Yeah, but what you could buy last year for $1,000, you're not going to be able to buy next year. That's the difference. That's what's happening. Money is inflationary. It goes up and it loses value. Cryptocurrency gains value, and a lot of times it's deflationary. So it goes down in numbers and creates more value. It's such a big difference. I wish, like, the people that I work with, the people who I live around, I could convince them and make this clear. I don't want to spend all the time like preaching about cryptocurrency. I want to be able to say it over and over and over until it changes your mindset and shows that it's capable, that you're capable of making the switch into that other group, the haves and the have-nots. The difference between the two is the haves invest money, the have-nots save. You know, like you have to put your money in something that will appreciate, or that you at least hope appreciates, in order to earn more. Because if you keep the same amount, it's constantly worth less. You lose money all the time. So I watched I watch a lot of YouTube. I watch my own and I watch other people's. And I like to hear what people say. And I saw a good clip. I'm gonna play this clip. It's probably about a minute. And this is you just have to see what they say. I'm not gonna play long, but I want you to hear a little bit of what they talk about. And I'll play it now.
That's interesting. So we'll get to debasement of currency in a second. I've made a statement that I expected to be more controversial than maybe it's become, which is, so I worked in the inner cities a lot. Yep. So I have seen firsthand up close intelligence be evenly distributed. So they can process raw data very quickly. Like, yes, you're hanging out with them. You're like, okay, you're poor. You come from a long line of poverty, and yet you're incredibly bright. Like, I am confused now as to why you haven't, been able to achieve escape velocity and get out of here. And then you realize that their frame of reference, the way that they think about things, is so detrimental, because your behaviors ultimately are all that matter, right? You can think that Bitcoin is the greatest thing since sliced bread, but if you don't actually buy any Bitcoin, then you can't take advantage of the growth. And so I began to realize that, or hypothesize, I should say, that generational poverty is a frame of reference problem far more than it's a money problem. And that if you took that same person, so they're born on day one, they were born to parents that have, lived in the inner cities forever, they've struggled for generation after generation, and you bring them into a household where they're going to be educated around investing and, what the game is that you're talking about, that it's a system, it works in some kind of way. The way is predictable, and it will reward some behaviors and it will punish other behaviors, and nothing else matters. And if you do that, they will come out just fine. And so
see, that's my point. Not that we needed to hear it from him to be able to believe it, but it's true. He makes a great point. There's never been an idea in my head that people who don't have money, and my people who look like me, who are have had a rough time through the system, there's nothing that's there that says we can't do this. The education is good. It doesn't have to be scholastic education. We have good common sense. We're strong, we're logical, we know how to think through problems, and we have the same amount of capability to understand this as anybody else does. There's never been a question about that. It's financial education. If you didn't come from a place where they taught you this is what you do with your money, that's the only piece of the puzzle that we're missing. This is what I want to get through to people. Okay, later on in this interview, they were talking about some other things. 80% of millionaires in the United States started off with $0. They just made the right choices. Only 20% of the people who are millionaires in this country actually started with, an inheritance from somebody else. These are the type of things we have to change the mindset from short term. Get something and look good about it, like act on it quick, get that money and get on to the next thing. We just have to change the mindset from short term to long term. And sometimes you're going to put money away into an appreciable asset, or an asset that you hope is appreciating, and let it grow, let it flower, and do what it's got to do. If it takes a year, if it takes 10 years, it's not like the old market. Like if you go to the stock market and you hit 11%, 12% gains in the year, you're ready to party and and you're throwing a whole. It's not that. In cryptocurrency, we're early enough that we're talking 200, 300%, not 11 or 12%. We're talking double or tripling your money at worst case scenarios. Like look at this chart here. This is how early it is. Global crypto adoption. As of 2021, we estimated global crypto adoption 3.9%. There's 300 million crypto users worldwide. Like, this is nuts. This is how, there's 8 billion people now. This is nothing. And this is the breakdown of the different continents. Asia, of course, with China and India is balling out. Like, they got it. Europe, I didn't know Europe was that high on the chart. I thought we'd be more than them. but we're not. And Africa is next on the chart, and Nigeria is in Kenya are two of the biggest countries there as far as users go. For people that have not gotten it yet, you cannot have a better time in the middle of a bull cycle. You know, we're in a bear phase. Things are down. If you jump in now, this is the best you can do to get in and create the most upside when this thing clicks back over. So that's essentially what I wanted to do. I wanted to show you some proof. Like, here's some other people talking about it. Like, there's no issue, and it might come off like, why listen to the white people tell you about the inner city people? But it's not that. It's just it's an acknowledgement that not only I'm saying being in the inner city and coming from the inner city, other people see it. They know what we got over here. They know what we're doing over here. And they also, some, as we just saw in the video, can even admit that all we need is the right information. I'm trying to bring that information. So that's why I'd hope you look at other videos. Look at all of my videos, start to finish. Yeah, that's a little self promotion, but it's true. It's not so that I benefit from it. It's so you benefit from it. I'm already in the game. I'm doing this to get other people into the game. I'm not selling anything. I'm not trying to multi-level market anything. I'm simply trying to get my people the information and anybody else who wants to listen. And I hope it works out for you, and I know it will if you get started. So absolutely take a look. Like, sit down one day. If YouTube sounds crazy, that's another reason I do my channel like this. I don't just pull charts and let's study TA and look at trends and let's look at on-chain metrics and all the things. I can do all of that stuff. That's not what I'm trying to sell to anybody. I'm not trying to bore you with charts and predictions. You can look at that all day. Fundamentals. You can watch videos all day. I can tell you 10 channels off the top of my head to get all of that research done. I simply want to come and I try to talk to you in a regular voice using regular words and say, wow, here's what I see in the market today. Here's what I feel like is going on in the market today. I know what the charts say, but I'm in this. You know, so I feel the culture. I feel the vibe. The point is I'm trying to just talk to you one-on-one, not feed you with numbers and data to make it seem like I don't have it today to get my teeth into it. I'll do it another day, and that day never comes. No, I want this to be casual. Come in, sit down, listen to this weird dude with bad hair talk about what he finds out and what he feels about the crypto world. But when your time is up, you get to actually leave your loved ones something. Now, just think about that. You don't leave them like $5,000 to break up between 10 of them. You don't leave them a car, you know, that had a little bit of miles on, or a house that needs repairs. You leave them a fucking chunk of money, and they can work with that. They can do what they want to do with that. That's what we want to do here, okay? I'm really going long, so I'm going to get out of here. I appreciate you coming. I appreciate you listening, and I hope you made it to the end. I would love it, absolutely love it, if you could watch my videos. For me, definitely, but mostly for you. I want you to watch everything. There's something I say in all of them that I think you can take from it and use it to actually build your money. I want you to do that. And then I want you to watch a whole bunch of other people and get a whole bunch of different opinions and start to see how things, who likes what, and why do these people always talk about the same stuff, and who's always saying this one thing and it doesn't feel like that. But I can come to Spencer Crypto Bible, he says the thing that I'm feeling too. Do that. Like, look at other people, see what you got, see what you like, but get in the game, man. Let's change this. The revolution starts right here. You have no power in this country without money and resources. Okay, and you don't need to kill the world. You don't need $100 million. You just need something to be able to get around, do what you gotta do, take care of your loved ones, and then stock up a little bit extra for some extra stuff. Help some people around you. All right, I'm really gonna go. Take care. I appreciate the time, and I hope you make some money out there. I'll see you.